Hi, I'm Dr. Rayshawn Ray, aiming to speak truth to power, and this is my daily thought. What does a black man committing a crime have to do with me? Well, nothing and everything at the same time. See, nothing because that person isn't me. I haven't committed a violent crime. Why should what they do influence me and the way people treat me? Just like if a white person commits a crime, that shouldn't impact my best friend from high school simply because he's white. But that's why it ends up mattering. See, this is what people don't understand about intergroup relations. See, black people only represent 13% of the population. When we put that as a whole, that's like 13 out of 100 people. Let's just say 1 out of 10. It's very easy to ostracize 1 out of 10 people. But see, what people are really getting at, though, is the elephant in the room. People want to talk about black on black crime. People think black people don't talk about black on black crime. Black people talk about black on black crime all the time. Whenever I hear people say, well, what about black on black crime? You know what that tells me right then and there? You don't talk to black people. Because if you did talk to black people, you would know black people talk about black on black crime all the time. But see, this is the thing. They're primarily talking about crime in, at times, neighborhoods that they don't even live in, that they're not even from, because that's kind of how the narrative works. Because people are actually actively working to reduce crime. But the thing that people realize, the way to reduce crime is to actually give people more educational opportunities, to actually give people an equal public education, which we know doesn't exist in the United States. Is to actually give people work opportunities. Dr. Sandy Darity and Derek Hamilton talk about this, the $15 guarantee, the work programs, baby bonds, ways that we can actually do something about crime. But see, this is the key point. Here's the other thing that make people mad when we hear black on black crime. We don't talk about white on white crime. And when you actually look at statistics on crime, most crime is intraracial. Intraracial. I-N-T-R-A, racial. What that means is black people commit crime against black people, and white people normally commit crime against white people. How much so? Well, roughly 90%, a little over 90% of all crimes committed against black people are committed against other blacks, but about 85, 86%, somewhere in the 80% range, all crime committed against white people is committed by other white people. But see, we don't frame it that way. Because see, if we frame it that way, then all of a sudden we got to deal with housing segregation. We have to deal with predatory lending for homes. We have to deal with the unequal distribution of wealth as it relates to economic resources in neighborhoods. We have to deal with the ways that racism and institutional racism operate in society. And see, that's not what people want to do. Or they just don't simply have the information to be able to do so. So I'm hoping that we can finally put this black on black crime thing to rest and actually just deal with crime. I mean, just deal with crime. Even though I will say in dealing with crime, crime is significantly lower than it was 3 decades ago. Now, granted, now we're in the middle of a social movement. When you're in the middle of a social movement, things tick up a bit for various reasons we could talk about that actually have very little to do with supposedly police officers not policing. That Ferguson effect thing is just completely a fallacy. And I think police killings are showing that, and arrests are showing that. But the thing is, let's just deal with crime, whether that be in a black neighborhood or a white neighborhood. But see, for a lot of white people, they think that if a crime is happening in a black neighborhood, that's a black people problem. No, it's not. That's not just a black people problem. That's a people problem. We have to do better. When I see or hear about a crime in a white neighborhood, I don't think, oh, that's a white people problem. I feel very empathetic and think, oh my gosh, somebody's family is affected because of that. And see, that's part of the problem. See, some people actually don't view us as people who they should be empathetic towards. They don't view us as human enough, worthy enough of their empathy. And see, that's a huge problem. That's how intolerance and incivility occurs. And that's what's happening right now. People don't have respect for another human being, regardless of their background. So getting back to the topic, I mean, some dude down the street committing a crime simply because he's my same perceived race shouldn't have an impact on me. But unfortunately, it has everything to do with me. And it should have everything to do with everyone else. So as always, conversations matter like Black Lives and Books, and I hope this has sparked one.